As the weather's getting a lot bleaker, I'm starting to wonder to myself, what's this winter going to be like? What can I do this winter? You see, if you don't know me, my name's Richard and I live inside this VW Crafter van that I've converted into a camper van. It both saves me an absolute ton of money, so I don't need to work as much, and I love being outdoors. You see, last winter I was in a small little Ford Transit Connect van, and it was great, but it was tight, it was twisty, I couldn't store anything. But all year, I got this van in January, spent a few months converting it, and I've been exploring everywhere, but it's always been fairly decent weather, or I've always driven to find the best weather. Me loving the outdoors and outdoor adventure, I find myself doing stuff like going for hikes, going paddleboarding, kayaking. It's getting cold now. Some of those sports I can't do anymore. So what shall I do this winter? Am I going to still be in this van all winter? What's it going to look like? Let's try and figure it out. But it is cold. Let's go inside. How lucky was that? We've only just got in and it's already started to chuck it down. Let's get this door shut. Sorry about the headphone users. That was probably a big bang. It's a bit chilly today. I'm using a little external microphone. I'm going to stick it up by the ceiling so you can hear the rain ever so slightly tickle on the roof. That's up on the Max fan. I swear I could sit and listen to that rain all night long. There's nothing, you'd never get a good enough sleep unless there's like rain tickling on the roof of the van. But yeah, if you're by the seaside and a seagull jumps on, or if you're in a forest and a squirrel jumps on the roof, it wakes you up. But yeah, if you fall asleep to the sound of the rain, nothing wakes you up all night. It's proper bizarre. So if you are new, let me just quickly show you around the van so that we can determine whether or not this van's actually going to be winter ready. It's just going to be a quick one. We've got double swivel seats over there, middle seats folded down, 85 litre fridge freezer just in there. It's absolutely perfect. That is fairly new. We've got a cupboard here which is full of the junk stuff. We've got a cupboard down there. That one's got the toilet in. That one's got bedding and stuff in. This seat has got all the electrics in it. That's a king size bed at the back, Wi-Fi unit on the back. That's got all the heating underneath it. We've got loads of bits and bobs in there, mainly for filming and a general underwear cupboard. Those two seats turn into a single bed that's actually slightly wider than a single bed and slightly longer than a single bed. This is a whole new unit because we had an ADHD moment where we destroyed the unit that we had in there solely because the old fridge used to fit in there and the new fridge couldn't fit in there. So we took it out and then just thought, do you know what, we'll destroy it. That's a different video altogether. We'll come up with that eventually. We're just waiting on a new sink to come for that unit. Overhead storage, we've got food, cutlery, pots, pans, all that stuff, clothes. The van is massively insulated. The amount of sound deadening, thermal liner, recycled bottle plastic insulation is packed in this van. It's unbelievable how much is actually in here. It's quite heavy because of it, but perfectly warm. It's going to be fine through the winter. All I have to do is turn my heating on for 5 minutes at proper temperature and it warms the place up really well, and it just stays warm all night then. I might change my quilt and my bedding and stuff to more Christmassy and festive-y. Let's face it, we all want to go a bit festive every now and then. I'm thinking some nice bedding with some like red deers on with the antlers and stuff. I don't know what this was, but it is what it is. I find through the summer months having this van as opposed to my old van, I have a lot more space in this one, so I can fit a lot more stuff, especially under the bed. You can see how the bed's boxed off there and it's over the top. Well, underneath that, I'll take you outside, but it's raining and I'm a pansy, I might melt. There's a lot of stuff under there, so it's like paddle boards and kayaks and stuff like that. But I've took them out for the winter months because, let's face it, you can't really go kayaking on a frozen lake. You can't go paddle boarding on a frozen lake, can you? I took them out. What am I going to do this winter? I mean, I'm still going to do my hiking. I found my crampons, my ice spikes and stuff so that I can still get up in the mountains, hiking in the mountains, and yes, I can't wait for that. Those sunrises at the Snowdon Summit, or Ewidva as it's called now, on the summit, sunrise in the winter where it's all frozen solid, there is nothing in this world that beats it. As soon as the sun comes up over that ridge, just illuminates the, reflects off all this. Yes. Can't wait for that. I really can't wait for that. Up in the Cairngorms, it's snowy at the minute and I'm just going off on a tantrum now. Anyway, I've got 2 e-bikes which I've just gave them away to my mum and dad because the e-bikes would be better for them. They would get more use out of them. They would be more helpful for them in their life. That's a different video altogether. I've got a new mountain bike here that Crusher have sent me out. Now, I've thought having the space under there is all well and good, but having a bike, it just makes it a bit uneven. Like, you've got one bike there, you've got to take the wheel off, you've got to take the handlebars off, you've got to take the seat off to get a bike under there. Now, with a foldable mountain bike from Crusher, that might be the better option. Anyway, I've got one here. You can see this big box here. It's a massive box. So I'm hoping it really isn't that big, but we'll get that out, we'll get that built up, we'll get that tested in a little while, just to see if that's going to be a better option. I'm one of those people that are dead impulsive all the time, and I've got it into my head the last day or two that maybe I want to try a bit of skiing or a bit of snowboarding. I haven't been snowboarding for about 12 years, and I've never been skiing, but I've got a couple of friends going abroad and they've built a ski rack on their back doors to hold the skis, and I'm like, maybe I could do that. I want to spend a bit of time up in Scotland this winter with all the snow around. So how would I go about, do you know what? I know you can hire equipment at the ski resorts. I might end up doing that. I don't know. I am going to try it at some point this winter. But knowing me, I'll try it, get addicted, and that'll be it. I'll be off on a whole new tantrum then. Definitely going to sort myself out some sort of another camera sort of setup, solely because I want to get some wildlife photography through the winter on the snowy mountains with the mountain goats and the big red deer. Oh yeah, that's going to be amazing. Oh, that reminds me, I need to order some tyre chains because my current ones won't fit those new big wheels. I've reviewed a lot of outdoor equipment on this channel, whether it be e-bikes or whatever, and it's always been quite expensive stuff. And I love doing the reviews because, one, it gives an honest review to you guys about the product, but then it also gives me content to film and stuff like that too. And then when I've finished actually physically using the product, both for the video and then after that I've used it loads more, I tend to give the product away. I've got this product for free, so I like to be able to give it away to a subscriber for free, just to sort of pass that bit of good generosity on. A brand has been generous enough to give me a bike, so I'm going to be generous enough to give it to a subscriber. If you're new around here, consider subscribing. I love giving away stuff. That also goes for cups of tea, so if you see me kicking around in the van, pop in, I'll stick the kettle on. Went for a little walk earlier down there, and there's a lad there in his camper van with his son, his young son, and his son said to me, I've never tried that prime drink stuff. So I was like, do you know what? I've got one in my bag, you can have that. It made his day. I love doing that sort of stuff. Just some little random generosity really makes someone's day, and I love doing it. So this is more on the budget end of a bike, and being a foldable one, it'll just fit a lot nicer underneath the bed. I'll be able to get it out wherever and whenever I want to, because I do use a bike quite a lot. If I'm on a campsite with my son, I'll use the bike to go up to the laundrette or up to this place or do this or do down to the shop or something. Saves just tearing the van back down into a drivable state to go just down the shops. Just get the bike out and off you go. On top of that, there's all the bike rides that I want to do, all the trails that I want to go. I wonder if I can do the West Highland Way on a mountain bike. How cool would that be for next year? This is what I mean. I'm impulsive. I've literally just sat down and Googled if it can be done. There's an amazing little bike track just down the road, and it's the reason why I'm stopped here. So I'm going to get this built up and then hopefully have enough time to get down to that bike track to be able to give it a test. It's like got all jumps and stuff, and I'm fat, so it's going to be wee splat. I got this delivered to my partner's house, and I went round there early this morning to pick it up so that I could come out and do this video, just to sort of see what it's actually like. Now, I'll be going off to work later because I've got a shift and it's a night shift. So when I get there, I'll be able to put all this rubbish in the recycling at work. I hope it's come with the right tools to be able to put it together. Do you guys know of any outdoor wintry activities that I can do this winter? Something to keep me fit and active and to warm me up on a cold morning. That opened up really easily. Let's have a look and see what's in. Without touching the staples. Let's see. Crusher. Making rides amazing. And I must admit, the other Crusher bikes that I've had a look at have been really good. Oh, it's well packed. Definitely well packed. There we go. Look how well packed that is. So yeah, I've got a lot of recycling to do. Oh, look at that wheel. Oh yes, I can't wait to get it out. Like all bikes, it seems to have come half assembled. So you've got the handlebars off the thing there, you've got everything there, you've got the wheel there, and it comes with a little box of gubbins. So we've got a few pedals. They're quite heavy pedals, so they must be durable. Little bag of tools that we're going to need, some reflectors for when we do our night driving, which is essential through the winter, and we've got the quick release bracket for the front wheel. Look at the design of that front wheel. That's so cool. And do you know, it's really light as well, so that's going to be a fun little addition to this. The same on the back wheel as well. Look at how cool that looks. Let's get this built and just see how advanced I am at building stuff. I can build flat pack furniture, sometimes wrong, but I can build it, so I should be able to build this perfectly fine. If I can build it, anybody can. You just have to put your pride aside and actually read the instructions, especially if you're a man, because this is the sort of stuff that we don't do. I love the fact that the instructions have actually got pictures. It's still absolutely chucking it down. So here's the bike. I want to run through one thing that I've actually just figured out. One thing that I really like about it, just from putting it together. So this is the Crusher FR100. I'll leave some links in the description if you want to check it out. So it's fully suspension, front and back. But like all these little adjustments you can make on the seats, you can see exactly how high you've got it just by those markers there. All the big cushions you've got underneath the actual seat. I like that because it just, I don't see why you'd need that on a mountain bike when you're doing mountain trails, because on the mountains and stuff like that, you stood up most of the time riding. But for sitting down, just riding to the shops and stuff like I'll be doing as well, that'll be absolutely perfect. But all the little adjustments like this, all these little screws here, they can adjust how the chain runs on the derailleur. So if it's slightly a wonk, you can just adjust one of those screws. There's full instructions on how to adjust them in the instruction manual. I was looking at it thinking, I've never seen anything like that before. What's that? And then check the instructions, and that's what that was. The disc brakes, both front and back, you've got full adjustments, not only at the disc, but also at the controls upon the brakes. And then just look at this, the gears. Look, you've got everything you need to know there and there. All the fully adjustable everything you need. It's actually, from looking at it and building it, putting it together, it's really blown me away. Look at this mechanism to actually fold the bike. Now, I've not got much space in the van to do this, but you just lift that up and it unlocks it just there, and then it'll just fold in half. And then to do it up, you clip it on, push it down, tip that over. Simple bike, a really simple bike. And hopefully it does what I want it to do, because it's going to be an absolute lifesaver. So now it's built and the weather's stopped, I suppose I could say, introducing the CYRUSHER FR100 full suspension mountain bike. Designed for top performance and durability, this bike can handle any sort of riding from cross-country to downhill free riding. With its advanced suspension and Shimano components, you can ride with precision, speed and confidence that this bike is going to do everything you ask it to do. The CYRUSHER FR100 has been built to last with its 6061 aluminium frame, and with its other top-notch components throughout the bike, this bike is truly built for any amount of rigorous mountain biking. So whether you're tackling tricky terrain or just cruising through a mountain trail, you'd be sure that this bike can do the job. With the Shimano M2000 27-speed gears, that's going to make any mountain trail possible just for you. That's the CYRUSHER FR100. Let's go and see what it's actually like. This should be fun. It's been years since I've driven an actual mountain bike that's not been an e-bike or anything like too fancy. I'm really excited for this. I just want to have a play first and just double check everything. So I've got a kickstand just there. I'll flick that up. I've got my brakes. They work. This mechanism to actually fold it down, just lift that up, pull that out, and then in theory the bike should just fold somehow. There's the hinge. So, oh wow, so it literally does just fold in half just like that. Let's see if we can actually get it folded, because this is the first time I've actually physically folded it up. Hey, that's quite cool, to be fair. So it'll go like that. Take the front wheel off and boom, both front and back wheel are fully take a quick release, so you can take them off easily enough. And then to put it back, it's just a case of do that, and then I love how firm that is. It just gives you a sense of security. Lock it into place. Done. I'm happy with that. Let's go. Oh, first try. Could have told me I still had the kickstand down, guys. Come on. It's so lightweight as well. I wonder if I can wheelie. I've literally done like 3 yards on this. Let's see. And no, I can't. Whoosh. Oh, it's so lightweight. I'm used to the big heavy e-bikes on this. This is wow cool. Let's see. So front brake that side, back brake that side. Whee! Hey, I tell you what, guys, I'm loving this. Wow. I love the fact it can go in such a low gear. It's a proper mountain bike, so I'll be able to get loads of exercise just riding to the shops now. I won't have the lazy sort of, oh, I can just go fully automatic and yeah, this is going to be good for the winter. This will warm me up, guys. I will say this, I need to take it on a bike track, like a proper one with jumps and stuff. Problem is, light's about to fade, so I can't do it today and get it on camera. I can do it today, but I'll probably end up really injuring myself, because me out in the dark, well, that's just going to be fun, isn't it? Who doesn't love new toy day? Let's go for a little cruise up there and just see what we can see. Move! oh, that one looked. If you watch one of the vlogs that I did when I was up in Scotland, escaping Storm Babette, you'll know what that's all about. I basically come up to a road, on a tiny little road, and it's just full of cows in front. They wouldn't move out of my way, and I went, move, and they all started moving. It was amazing. I'll leave that video linked in the description down below. What's up, Fred? Fredaloposaurus. Hey, your mate over there's looking at me too. Wow, there's a pheasant there as well. Right, but I mean, I'm not being funny. Look at this right now. We are riding while I'm vlogging on a camera, and it's just that smooth. I mean, just look. Once I finish with this in the winter, we'll see. We'll go from there, see what's what. I'm going to be doing hundreds of miles on this over the winter. It's going to be a new winter toy. What do you expect? But then after that, once I've finished doing what I do, I'll give it away. That's what I've done to a lot of stuff. I've recently given away 2 e-bikes to my mum and dad. A couple of subscribers, they got a portable power station. I've given away loads of other stuff that I get as well. Just I use them until I don't need them anymore, and then I pass them off to other people who need them a lot more than me. People who are going to get better use out of them than what I get. It always goes to subscribers, so make sure you are subscribed. I am fully aware of just how lucky I am to actually live a life like this, just outdoors, loving it. But I may as well pass some of that look over to other people. Even if the cows are looking at me funny, this is properly amazing. I can't wait for the winter. This is the wooded area that's supposedly got deer in it. And sunrise, sunset, you tend to see them milling around just outside of it. It's oh, the geese are going out, migrating. That's so cool. I love that sound. Yeah, I love the outdoors. Animals, wildlife, nature, cows. I love cows. I can honestly say I love that bike. I absolutely love it. It looks stylish, it works great, it's super light, it's easy to get down the road. It's going to be good to try this in Snowdonia this week. And it fits in the back of the van perfectly. Perfect timing because it's just started raining again. So I'm going to need to have a much more play with that bike on how it folds down, solely because when I folded it down, the handlebars were sticking up like that, and it wouldn't sit upright underneath the bed, folded down. So I'm going to have a read through the instructions now. They are just here, just to see whether I've done it right or not. If not, it fitted in perfectly, just like the old one did. And it's because it's not an e-bike, it's a lot smaller and a lot lighter, so it's not a problem if it just stays like that. Time to clear up the mess in the van. Get that down to work, get it all sorted. Then in about 2 days, that view is going to change to Snowdonia, where we can give it another good test. And I wasn't lying either. Look at that. There's Penny-a-Roll with some lovely cloud cover. There's the Ogwen Valley. Just look at how beautiful that is. I want a coffee, and I don't want to make it. Plus, when I come to locations where I am going to be adventuring and it's not going to be costing me any money, then I like to spend a bit of money here. So I'm going to run down to, or get the bike out, run it down to the Ogwen Valley, and then bring it back down. Grab a coffee down there, have a lovely coffee, chill out, and when I come back, I think I've figured out a new way of potentially folding it up to fit in the back a bit better as well. So we'll try that. So let's start using the FR100 for exactly what I want to use it for mainly. I'm going to nip down there for the coffee. There's a cool little cafe down there. I'm going to use that. That's what I'm talking about. Can't beat a nice coffee in the morning, and it really is a nice coffee. Fun story about this one though. You see, last time I was down here and I bought a coffee, paid for it on card, having a natter with the bloke behind the counter, and I was just generally being just a normal conversation. By the time I got back to my van and my phone got phone signal, it said card payment was declined. And I was like, oh. So I've just like full honest and open with her. Look, this happened last time, I want to pay twice now. She was like, no, don't worry. No. To make me feel better, I'd like to pay twice. And yeah, what a beautiful location to sit and enjoy a nice coffee. The bike ran absolutely flawlessly. It's so comfortable. It's amazing, that suspension. It's amazing how far bikes have come in the last 10 years. It's absolutely mind-blowing because it really is so comfortable. I can't raise it highly enough. For a mountain bike, no frills, foldable mountain bike, it's absolutely amazing. Oh, it's looking moody up in the mountains. Right, coffee's done. Let's go for the ride back to the van. And it fits perfectly underneath my bed. And I've just been shopping on Facebook Marketplace while I was just sat down chilling out. And you can actually pick up skis really cheap. So I might just do that instead. It's like £40 to hire the kit in like your normal outdoor centres, your ski resorts. But yeah, I've just looked and I could pick up 2 skis for 20 quid. Granted, the boots and stuff, the poles, they're probably going to be a lot more. To be fair, I don't even know what I actually need. So I think for the first time, I'm going to get some skis and hire them. Solely because they'll let me hire the whole lot. And I'll know exactly what I need. And plus, I'll be able to see whether skiing's my thing. What are the chances I'm going to break a leg or something? If you guys know of any other winter activities that I could do through this winter, because I'm really trying to broaden my horizons and just try everything. You never know what you're going to like until you try it. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. And massive thanks to CYRUSHER for sponsoring this video. All the links are going to be in the description down below.